Welcome to the Neverworld podcast, where together we explore the strange and unusual. Every journey starts with the first step into the unknown.
Hey, welcome to Neverworld Podcast. I'm Scott. That's Dave above me. And we've got a quick little paratake for you today. We're going to find out what the magic wheel will bring us.
Are you recording?
I am actually recording this time, believe it or not. I know I get distracted really easily, and flashing, spinning colors. Squirrel. No, squirrel is the topic. But as I had stated earlier, there is a good chance that it will land on something we've already talked about because of my inability to take things out. It did. So now we're on for the second spin. And what do we have? Demonic possession. Something new. Something new. Let me make sure this did record.
All right.
Okay.
We are recording. I can see the little red button up top.
Yes, we are recording in all ways and shapes and forms.
All things are a go.
Demonic possession.
Do you want to go first? Because I
Sure.
I know a little bit I've read. I know. Yeah, go ahead first.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll keep it.
At a very early age in the 70s, I had such an awesome babysitter that she decided it would be great one night to watch The Exorcist.
It was either going to be The Exorcist or play with a fucking Ouija board.
We didn't play with the Ouija board, but we did watch The Exorcist. And young Scott had nightmares for a freaking week. I had never been so terrified in my life.
It's a good movie, but it's horrible.
It's a wonderful movie, and I think that's why it holds such a place in my heart. To me, it is one of the most, to this day, it is still one of the most terrifying movies I feel you can watch. Now, I don't. What's that?
How old were you?
It was sometime in I was less than 10.
Oh my God.
Less than 10. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, yeah, late 70s. That was so nice. Might have been very early 80s, but still I was very, very young. I had to. Yeah. But anyway, I don't remember when it actually aired on TV in the 70s, but pretty sure it did. I remember being young and being terrified. Now, I've always wondered about this movie, and I don't want to turn this into a movie discussion. We have another podcast for it. But I just wonder, there's people saying that's not scary. And it's like, is it not scary because you don't believe? And I think maybe something like that would be, because you would like demonic possession. It's laughable.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. I do believe in it. I absolutely do believe. I don't know. We have an earlier episode where we talk about, and I don't think it's released yet, where Dave and I talk about demons and angels and what we feel they actually are, and that kind of plays into this one as well. I do believe there's something that happens, and when you read the cases that happened that The Exorcist was based on, I believe it's out of St. Louis, and it was a boy. Now, here's what's interesting. Believe it or not, the other day I had the radio on, the local radio of all things. I hardly listen to terrestrial radio, but they had an advertisement for The Exorcist Files. And it's a podcast with a real exorcist from the Vatican. And I have not listened to him yet, but I really want to watch or listen to it because he's talking about all these cases and how real they were and stuff.
Wow.
I know. This is not an endorsement from us because I have never listened, but it's something I want to check out. And it sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
So I've bookmarked it. I'll get to it eventually, but it's scary to me. You could say that. Well, let's just back up. What is demonic possession? The church would have you believe that it's a demon that has taken over your body, completely possessed you, and has control of you. For what purpose, we're not sure.
Right.
You could look at it from a scientific standpoint and say, is this a psychological issue? Is this some sort of psychosis that's happening? And both could possibly be true. And that's where it gets kind of freaky. There's been cases of it. I've watched shows on TV where they've explained or examined some of these cases, and they're compelling.
Right.
I don't know. It's scary to me to think that something out of this world can take over your body. And, that's what it is in a nutshell to me. It's like, whoa.
To try for me, I'm gonna compare it to something earthly. And the best earthly thing that I can think of is like a heroin addiction.
Hmm.
It weakens you to such a point that that's all you can think about. If you have a big addiction, I'm guessing if you have a big addiction, it makes you weaker in some form or another.
Mhm.
Some make you weak in a will, which takes away your will, your natural defenses. I would think
Mhm.
your natural self, your natural defenses of self. Um, and I hope I'm explaining this halfway decent, because I think when you have something like that going on in your life, or if you're just, for lack of a better term, if you're just a jerk to everybody and you're just, you kick puppies and things like that, I think it's more easily attackable. Or if you're having a weak moment, I think something could easily, more easily get into
Of
you
course.
and
Of
and,
course.
and keep you down. And I think some demon possessions or some possession, I am loath to call it, not loath. I don't want to call it demon possession because I think some of them are. I do believe in
Sure.
demon possessions. I just don't know if they're all demon possessions
Sure.
or if it's somebody or something that's passed on and hasn't gotten all the way out and decides, well, I'm going to take a vacation in this guy or this woman, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I do.
Like they just step in for a little while just because they haven't breathed air in such a long time, or they just want to see what it's like again. But your will, the person's will, the individual's will, is fighting against it so bad that it makes it look 10 times worse than it would have been had the person that's been adapted or taken over didn't notice or didn't fight.
Hmm.
If you,
I
you
get what you're
know,
saying. It's interesting. It's
and,
that.
and then you have the actual demon possessions, which are not nice creatures. I mean, it's the only way you can put it. Like they're from either the dungeon dimensions or they're from some other realm that can come and go
Yeah.
through our dimension on an electrical level where they can get into your head. Uh, the Catholic Church seemed to be able to handle this one way or
Yeah.
the other. They're the only ones that I'm aware of. Well, no, I guess Hindus
No.
can do it or have something set up. And I want to say I read maybe the Buddhists had something
Mhm.
set up like that where they could fight.
And there's other branches. It's not just the Catholic Church. I believe the Episcopals and even the Methodists have
Oh, they
exorcism.
do. Okay, so they do
Yeah,
have
so
some
it
type
has
of.
branched out from that.
Okay,
There's
I didn't know
more.
that. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know that.
can't speak with certainty, but I
Mhm.
do recall seeing other exorcists who were not Catholic.
Right.
So,
Imagine
and
a Southern Baptist guy.
with a snake in
Now
one
listen,
hand and so.
I'm going to beat that demon the hell out you. Give me my moonshine. Down out, demon. Get the demon drunk, take it out for a beer.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm
wow.
getting the hell out of here. Don't you come back. Johnny Ray don't need you in his life. Everybody out there that's mad at that imitation, I know a lot of people who talk like that down here, okay?
It's an accurate representation.
It's
I ain't mad.
kind of an accurate
It's
representation
kind of
of
accurate.
some, not all.
Not all,
But
not
some.
all, of
The ones
course
I'm going to
not.
make fun of, it's an accurate
No,
representation.
it's
But yeah, is it
y-
raining, Daisy?
you're right though. There's others that have they deal with it in different ways, the different
Right.
religions and everything, and they have the same type of thing that happens. And
Uh,
what's interesting is if we want to stick on a purely religious basis, then we're dealing with demons
yes.
and
Yes.
realms
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
hell.
That's what I was trying to. You
Yeah.
just said it 10 times better than I would have in about 2 sentences.
If we take religion out of it, because there are people that, or different religions, so they may experience the exact same thing, but to them,
Mhm.
it's not demons, it's something else. So we really,
Right.
I hesitate to say, yes, demonic possession's a thing, but I say yes, some demons will possess,
Yes,
and
yes.
not all possessions are demonic.
That's what I was trying to say. You said it 10 times better than
Oh,
me.
okay. I'm with you. Yeah. So I
Because
think there could be both.
and I do think there are demons. I
Oh
am a
yeah.
firm believer in good and evil, folks. There is good people, there are
Mhm.
evil people. If you do not believe in evil, I don't know what to tell you. All
I
you
don't know
got to
where
do is
you've
look
been.
around, read a history book.
Turn on
If
the news.
yeah,
You'll see
if
it.
you don't believe in good, again, I don't know what to tell you. Read a
Yeah.
history book. There are people that are just so good in the world
Mhm.
that it's almost unbelievable. And then
Yeah.
there are some people that are just so evil in the
It's
world,
almost
you think
unbelievable. Yeah.
there's no way anybody could be that evil. And then you find out,
Yeah.
yeah, they really
They can.
existed. The wow. And they're going to try and do it again probably one day.
Oh yeah, I'm
So don't
sure.
forget your history is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And again,
absolutely.
goes into demons. I believe that people could be possessed by a
Mhm.
demon.
Yeah.
Um, do I think I have a hard time believing that so many people are possessed by demons?
Sure.
I think some people just have mental issues.
Yeah, it could be a
That's
call
not to
for
take anything
attention.
away from their pain, but I think they need help, and I think they
Mhm.
need actually good people to help them, not what psychiatry has seems to have become, which is a Dr. Phil 30-minute
Yeah, those aren't
conversation.
representative of all of them. So, I mean,
But
because
no, but
as
what I'm saying is
yeah,
that's you have to stay away from that kind of
yeah,
thing, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, and I forgot what I was actually gonna say.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It happens all the
Yeah.
time. But yes, with it very well could be, and that
Mhm.
there is that, but it's kind of scary to think. And you hit on something earlier that it seems to be in these cases of possession, there was always something going on in the person's life, something traumatic, something they were going through, something they were at a moment of weakness. There was almost like an end. The movie The Exorcist teases it with Reagan playing with a Ouija board, inviting him in. I've heard that argument a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
you have to have your
so
protections up. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt there. You have to have
no,
your
that's fine.
protections up.
Please.
You folks, if you're gonna have God, for the love of Pete, just learn something about it's not a toy.
No, it's not a
It's
toy.
not a
None of this
freaking
is a
toy.
toy.
Don't let your kids play with a Ouija board.
No, no, I turned out all
Sorry, I had
right,
to say it.
I think. Uh, so
We've
yeah,
discussed Ouija boards before.
yeah, we have. This is a hard one because I have had thankfully no experience with it. I do star in a movie called The Song of Solomon, folks, which is a demonic possession movie.
Mhm.
Go check it out. You'll find it on Tubi.
Yeah,
Yours truly, the only person with enough sense to get to run from everything and survive the movie. Uh,
yeah, yeah. I'm
I'm
gonna
just a
leave now.
family therapist.
Yeah, I love that. God, that's so funny. And I'm sure it wasn't meant to be, but
None of
when
it
you
was.
showed me that one scene with you in it, I died.
Yeah,
That was funny. That was good too.
it is funny. It is funny. Thank you.
Folks, you got to
Uh,
watch it. If you like it's is it body horror? Is that what you would consider it? What it's called?
um, it is. It's a very gory movie.
Uh-huh.
We call it an extreme gore. It's in the extreme gore
Okay.
genre, but it is also body horror.
Body
And
horror. That's
think of David Cronenberg, who is a master at body horror. Man, that man makes disturbing films.
The
Videodrome.
Fly.
Yeah, The Fly. Yes. So it is. Song of Solomon is definitely along is Cronenberg esque, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
just in
Okay.
that. So yeah, if you have a weak stomach, don't watch it. But we do hit a lot on possession in this movie.
Yeah.
Purposeful possession in this movie, actually. So it's got a neat little twist to it. So it's
Cool.
I do believe there's something there. I don't
Right.
believe we've been able to study it enough to get a good solid answer because you're going to have the church with yes it's demons. You're going to
Mhm.
have other sects or other beliefs say it's this or that, and it's just
Right.
until we could actually, and I don't even know how you would study that, and that's you're dealing with faith here, and that's where it gets tricky.
There you go. You'd have to have Ghost Bud Buster Elon Musk type level tech,
Yeah. There'd
you
have to be
know?
some crazy
And
tech to
then
be
you'd
able to
have to
see.
have somebody who's religious enough to know what to look for, but scientific enough to know what to look for.
I got an idea. And I'm going to float this out here for our listeners. And
Mhm.
I haven't researched to see, this just popped into my head. Okay.
Okay.
It is said when you die, you weigh less. You like as if you're 21
5 grams,
grams or something like that.
21 grams, something like
21,
that.
I believe it's 21 grams.
Okay.
What if we weighed a possessed person before and after? If they were possessed, would they have that in there? And what has it been done?
That's brilliant.
I know, it seems like an easy way to find out. Hey, if anybody's in there, they should weigh heavier, right?
They'd be holding them still long enough to weigh them.
That would be the problem. But you could put them in a bed and you could do the math.
Yeah.
So there's
It's
ways. Now,
interesting.
there's a great show on Paramount called Evil, and I absolutely love it. And it deals with an exorcist, a scientist, and a
Uh-huh.
psychologist who go out and investigate for the church. Some of the things they run across are real. Some of
Huh.
them they explain as how they were tricks and scams and
Uh-huh.
manipulation. But the whole time, this show has got a demonic undertone going in the background with the demons plotting things. It's a wonderful show.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's really cool on that. And they did an episode where they weighed a priest was dying and they had him on a scale and it was his wish
Uh-huh.
or whatever. And they showed how, and they actually, I think they caught something on camera leaving his body and things like that. So
Oh,
really,
okay.
really cool. They did a
Now,
show on the Jersey Devil and it was actually somebody flying a drone, chasing cars with a big drone. So
oh, okay.
yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
I can
really
see
cool
that.
that,
Definitely.
so they try to explain some things scientifically and then they bring some
Uh-huh.
faith in. It's a neat blend. And I think that's where we run into trouble is people are so set, and the show itself does a good job of showing Ben, the scientist, how hard
Mhm.
set he is, but he's starting to change. He's starting
Right.
to open up, and whereas others religious, they're starting to open up more to the science. So they're showing that there's room for all of this. All of this
Yeah.
can coexist, and it has to actually, if we're going to find out answers.
Like Bryant the Dragon from Skinwalker Ranch finally allowing people to dig on Skinwalker Ranch. I'm already jealous. Don't show.
Just a shout out to Dragon. Met him this last
Dragon.
weekend.
That
Super
is so
cool
cool.
dude. Really nice. It was. I will share this real quick. One of his comments was, "I can't believe people actually want to see me." And I'm like, "Dude, yes, we do.
Yeah, we like you.
Yeah, cool guy.
You're
Cool
grumpy.
guy." Yeah, this was
You're the
like one of
grumpy
his.
one. We like you.
It was like one of his first conventions. They didn't let him in with a shotgun, but he was super
Oh, that's
cool,
too
man. He
bad.
he really
Really?
was.
Here they didn't let him in with a shotgun?
Yeah, whatever. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that, I mean, that's it. I really don't have a lot on demonic possession because I don't
Yeah,
know enough about it. And this one really threw me for a loop, y'all.
well, it's such a weird, and like you were saying, it's some religions think one way, another religion thinks the other, and if you're not really super religious person, you're going to think a different way.
Hmm.
And I do believe there are possessions. It's just who and what's doing the possessing is in question.
That we
I
may
guess
never
for
find out.
me is the big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's no matter what we find to test, no matter what device
Mhm.
we have, almost, and this is frustrating, and it's got to frustrate the investigators who do this
Uh,
on a daily basis, and I would love to be at that level. But you have the tech, but all your tech can be explained away.
yeah,
Everything that you've said shows proof can be explained away, and that's got to be
right.
frustrating because you may be holding proof right there in your hands, but
And
somebody
somebody poo poos
can,
it. Yeah,
and it will make sense when they poo poo it.
right,
It will be
right.
logical, and you can say, "Well, now I'm left with I still don't know," and
Well,
that's where we
you
go.
were talking about weighing somebody
Yeah,
that's possessed. What if you took an aura spectrum at the same
that's
time?
another. Have they done aura photography on
I don't
possessed
know. I
people?
don't know whether they had. If anybody out there that is listening, if they've known, and I'm going to look this up because
I want to
that's
look it up
something that's
too. We
very
weren't prepared for
interesting.
this.
Have they ever taken photographs of aura, of someone's aura before and after? That I think would be the big test,
It would
because
be
if somebody's saying they're possessed and you take the photo, the aura shot,
yeah.
after you get the demon out, or
What's their aura
well,
look
I'm
like
going to call
now?
it a demon. After you get the demon out, take another photograph and see what happens.
Yeah.
See if the aura has changed.
Hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So what we have is no answers, really.
no answers, folks. No answers.
But you get a lot of good questions.
Yes. And guard yourself. Don't be
Absolutely.
messing with things you shouldn't be messing with without protection.
Don't play with a
Don't
Ouija
tempt it.
board unless you know what you're doing.
Amen
Just
to that.
don't open up portals to hell or another
Or
dimension.
wherever it is, too. Yeah. I mean, that.
Just don't.
I know
Leave
we
that
all want
to guys.
answers, but there's safer ways.
Yeah.
So,
You're going to do that, learn how to do it right. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
yeah, just take care of yourself. So that's all we have today for today's Paratake. So thanks again, folks, for joining us. If you like our show, we are growing. We're trying to find our way. We'll eventually come into our own. I forget by what episode that is.
Yeah. 46. I think
something like that.
46 or 49. Something like that.
So thanks again. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share. Drop us a line. Tell us what you want to talk about. Send us pictures. Send us stories. I'd love to read your ghost stories online.
No dirty pictures.
No.
Dirty pictures.
No. So until next time, be safe.